Alright guys, looking at dividing polynomials today. We're going to learn long division today. Long division. So let's review our polynomials, or let's review our division rules, excuse me. So this is the dividend, this is the divisor, so the way I would write that is 3874 divided by 15. Alright, so now what we're doing is we're looking at how many times does 15 go into 38? Well, that's 2 times with 30, so we're going to subtract those, we get 87. So now we're looking at how many times does 15 go into 87? And that would be 5. That would be 75. Subtract those. We're left with 12. So how many times does 15 go into 124? That would be 8. And that's 120. And we're left with 40. Bring down a 0. And we would have this. Alright, now what does that look like in polynomial terms? Same thing, right? This is the dividend. Okay, so we've got x squared plus 5x minus 7. And we're dividing by the divisor of x plus 3. Okay, so same thing. We're looking at what times x gives me x squared. That's what's going to go right here. So it's got to be an x times an x gives me an x squared. Now we want this same exact term, right? So we want a positive x squared because this is a positive x squared. So x times x gives me x squared. And then x times positive 3 is a positive 3x. Now we're going to subtract this entire piece. So x squared minus x squared, those go away. You've got 5x minus 3x. That's going to give me a 2x. We bring down this minus 7. Now, same thing. What times x gives me positive 2x? It's got to be plus 2. 2 times x gives me 2x. Again, you want the same exact term. 2 times 3 gives me positive 6. Now we're going to subtract this entire piece. 2x minus 2x by negative 7 minus 6 is negative 13. So my answer is x plus 2. Okay, and then we have a remainder of negative 13, and we're going to write it minus 13 divided by x plus 3. So when I have a remainder, I'm going to take my remainder, which is negative 13, I'm going to write it over my divisor. Alright, now, let's go on to number 3. Okay, number 3, I've got negative 6x squared plus 4x cubed plus 6, sorry. I'm dividing by 2x squared plus 3. Again, we're looking at the same thing, right? What times 2x squared gives me a negative 6x squared? Well, I've already got the x squareds, so I can take this and subtract this. I know I don't need any more variables, but how do I get to a negative 6 from 2? I've got to multiply by a negative 3. Again, you want the same exact term. So negative 3 times 2x squared gives me a negative 6x squared. Negative 3 times negative 3 is a negative 9. Oh, sorry. I need to rewrite this. Let's try again. Okay, what's wrong with this picture? It's not in standard form. Alright, so let's put this puppy in standard form, right? So this is going to be a positive 4x cubed minus 6x squared. Okay, now I'm going to write, there is no x to the first power, so I'm going to write plus 0x and then plus 6. So I'm going to fill in any variable that I'm missing. Alright, so I'm going to fill in any variable that I'm missing. So that's why I put the positive 0x, because I'm writing. Alright, so what we did is we included this term that was missing in our dividend, but let's also include the term that's missing in our divisor. So 2x squared plus 0x plus 3. Alright, now we're looking at what term times 2x squared gives me 4x cubed. So I know I can take this x cubed, subtract this x squared, and I know I need an x to the first power. Alright, I've got 4, I'm going to divide by 2 and I get 2x. So 2 times 2x squared is going to give me a 4x cubed, again with the same exact term. Right, we're going to 2x times 0x, that's going to give me a positive 0x squared, and we got positive 6x. Now we're going to subtract that entire piece, so those go away. You've got a negative 6x squared minus 0x squared, so negative 6x squared. You've got a 0x minus minus 6x, so it's negative 6x. We bring down this plus 6. All right, now once again, we're looking at what times 2x squared gives me negative 6x squared. So again, take your variable, x squared, subtract the x squared. We know we don't need any more variables. So I know I need 2 times a negative 3 to get negative 6x squared. So negative 6x squared, I do negative 3 times 0x, that's going to give me a 0x. And then negative 3 times positive 3 is a negative 9. Now we're subtracting the entire piece. So this becomes a positive. This becomes a positive. This becomes a positive. Let's combine. Those go away. This gives me a negative 6x, and this gives me a positive 15. Nothing else to bring down, so that is my remainder. So my answer is 2x minus 3 with a remainder of negative 6x plus 15 over my divisor of 2x squared plus 3. Looking at number 4. Okay, number 4, I've got them in standard form. Right, I need to replace this 0x squared. So I've got 6x to the 4th plus 5x cubed plus 0x squared plus 2x plus 8. My divisor is right here, x squared plus 2x minus 5. So I'm looking at, again, x to the 4th. We subtract this x squared. I know I need another x squared. I need a number times 1 to get 6, so it's got to be 6. Alright, so 6x squared times x squared gives me 6x to the 4th. 6x squared times 2x is going to give me a positive 12x to the 3rd. 6x squared times a negative 5 is a negative 30x squared. Now again, we're subtracting the entire piece. 6x to the 4th minus 6x to the 4th, bye-bye. 5x cubed minus 12x cubed is going to give me a negative 7x cubed. Here we get a positive 30x squared. Bring down the positive 2x, bring down the positive 8. Now once again we're looking at taking this x to the 3rd, subtracting the x squared, and we know we have an x left over, so I know I need plus x. Alright, I need a number times 1 to get negative 7, so it's got to be minus 7. So my term here is a negative 7x times x squared. So I multiply those, I get negative 7x cubed. Negative 7x times positive 2x is a negative 14x squared. Negative 7x times a negative 5x is a positive 35x. And again, we're subtracting the entire piece. So this becomes positive, this becomes positive, this becomes negative. Those go away. We get positive 44x squared. We get minus 33x plus 8. Alright, now we're looking at what number times 1 gives me 44. It's got to be positive 44. I know I don't need a variable because I've got x squared. I'm going to multiply by x squared. Okay, so I've got 44 times x squared. It's 44x squared. 44 times 2x is going to give me a positive 88x. 44 times negative 5 minus 220. Alright, so now again we're subtracting this entire piece. So those go away. You've got a negative 33x minus 88. So you get a negative 121x. You've got a positive 8 minus negative, so we change that to a positive. That's positive 228. So there is my remainder. If you can read that, it's negative 121x plus 228. So my answer is this, 6x squared minus 7x plus 44 with a remainder of negative 121x plus 228 over my divisor of x squared plus 2x minus 5. Alright, number 5 says the total weight of the cargo entering the seaport each year can be modeled by the function yes, where t is the number of years since the port was open. The average weight of the cargo delivered by each ship is modeled by that function. Write an expression describing the number of ships entering the port each year. So if we have the total weight, okay, total weight for each year is right here. So we're going to take the total weight, which is 0.2t cubed plus 1,000t squared plus 10t plus 50 grand. And we're dividing by, where t is the number of years since the port was open, the average weight. We're dividing by the average weight, which is 0.1t plus 500. That would be our expression to find the number of ships entering the port each year. So it just tells me to write an expression, does not tell me to divide. And last one, number 6. Number 6 says the volume of a rectangular solid is given by the polynomial BAM. The length of the solid is given by 3x and the width is given by x minus 2. Find the height of the solid. So the volume is equal to the length times the width times the height. Well, let's plug in what we know, right? Let me get a pencil. Alright, so we know that the volume is 3x to the fourth minus 3x cubed minus 33x squared plus 54x. And that's equal to the length, which is 3x, times the width, which is x minus 2, times the height. Alright, well, let's apply our properties of multiplication here. So we get 3x squared minus 6x times the height. So in order to find the height, we're going to divide by 3x squared minus 6x on both sides. Alright, so height equals this, right? Alright, so let's do our long division there. So we've got 3x to the fourth minus 3x cubed minus 33x squared plus 54x. And we're dividing by my divisor of 3x squared minus 6x. Perfect. Alright, so we have them in standard form in descending order. We have all of our exponents in line here. So we've got x to the fourth, we're subtracting x squared, so we know we need an x to the second power. We've got 3 divided by 3, we get 1, so I don't need a coefficient there. So x squared times 3x squared is going to give me a 3x to the fourth. X squared times negative 6x is going to give me a negative 6x to the third. Now let's subtract that entire piece. 3x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth, bye-bye. Negative 3x cubed minus negative 6x squared is going to be a positive 3x cubed minus 33x squared plus 54x. Alright, now again, we're going to take this, x cubed, subtract x squared. Okay, I know I need an x to the first power. My coefficients are the same. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so it's a positive x to the first power. So x times 3x squared is going to give me a 3x cubed. X times 3x squared is going to give me a, x times negative 6x is going to give me a negative 6x squared. Now we'll subtract this entire piece. Those go away. This becomes a positive 6x. So negative 33 and a positive 6x is going to give me a negative 27x squared plus 54x. Alright, so now I'm going to multiply. I know I have x squared, so I know I don't need a variable here. What number times 3 gives me a negative 27? It's got to be negative 9. Again, we want the same exact term, so if it's negative, you want a negative. Negative 9 times 3 is a negative 27 x squared. And negative 9 times negative 6 is a positive 54x. Now subtract this entire piece. 27, negative, negative, so positive 27, those go away. Here you get 54 minus 54. It's going to give me nothing. So my answer is this, x squared plus x minus 9. Now again, if you're not sure, we should be able to take our sides, which is length times width times height. So 3x times x minus 2 times x squared plus x minus 9, and get our volume of that puppy right there.